people who have active rights.
So if bad laws are those laws that are either in opposition to or in harmony with natural law, then what the heck's the purpose of the legislature? The purpose of the legislature is limited to creating laws that are necessary for the good administration of government,
Limits the government.
so that it may protect, so the government may protect and secure, and protect our property rights, our rights, our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. So what does the New Hampshire Constitution say about natural law and the purpose of the legislature? You guys have your constitutions, you can follow along there if you want to verify that I wrote this right. Well, Article 1 says, all men are born equally free and independent, therefore all government of right originates from the people, is founded in consent, and instituted for the general good. Article 2, the reason I listed the first four, because we don't have a preamble. A lot of constitutions have a preamble, they tell you why they wrote the Constitution. Our preamble is actually the first article of the Constitution. I added the next 2 or 3, because when you write a document like that, whatever comes first takes precedent over what comes next. So I listed the first 4. All men have certain natural, essential, and inherent rights, among which are the enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and in a word, of seeking and obtaining happiness. Article 3, when men enter into a state of society, they surrender up some of their natural rights to that society in order to ensure the protection of others. Those are other rights. And without such an equivalent, the surrender is void. I've pondered on this a lot about what it is, what these natural rights are that we surrendered in order to secure others, because they're not enumerated. But I do know that whatever they were given up for the ones that are enumerated in our Constitution. Article 4, this is one of those rights that is enumerated. Among the natural rights, some are in their very nature unalienable, because no equivalent can be given or received for them. Of this kind are the rights of conscience. Right of conscience is, you don't hear too many people talking about it, but if you look at your U.S. Bill of Rights, Article 1, the very first thing is the government shall not respect any particular type of religion. And then it follows that up with the freedom of speech and the press. And then the right to petition. So what's the first thing? The first thing is the right to believe what you believe. The next thing is the right to speak it out or to write it out publicly in the newspapers. And if that doesn't get your government's attention, because you're speaking your heart to your government, writing it in the newspapers, you follow that up with a petition. If they don't listen to your petition, then you need the Second Amendment, because they're going to be coming after you.
That's right. Perfect sense.
And if they can't come after you because you can defend yourself, what's the next thing they're going to do? They're going to stick Article 3 of the U.S. Constitution, the U.S. Bill of Rights, says that you can't quarter soldiers. What's the best way to keep you in place but to put a soldier in your house?
Right.
All right, so keep the soldiers out of your house. Why? 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment, so you can prepare your 7th Amendment lawsuit and go after them, which is going to really piss them off, and they're going to put you in jail, but Article 8, now you got no excessive bail. All right? So, if you look at the logical process of the Bill of Rights, it's really good stuff, but it all starts with your right to conscience.
That's right.
Here's where the rubber meets the road as far as accountability. The freedom of deliberation, speech, and debate in either house of the legislature is so essential to the rights of the people that it cannot be the foundation of any action, complaint, or prosecution in any other court or place whatsoever. Read that to yourself for a second and ask yourself, why is the word vote not in there? This is the immunity clause that the legislators say that they're immune. They can do what they want, they can't be held accountable because they're immune. Well, they're not immune for their vote. They can speak, they can debate, they can deliberate about whatever it is that they want to do to us, but once they vote, they become accountable. They can't be taken back. All right, we filed a petition in April regarding stand your ground to take 189 state reps out of office because they violated their oath of office. Article 31. This is the basis for that petition. The legislature shall assemble for the redress of public grievances and for making such laws as the public good may require. The legislature shall assemble. This is not an option. What is the purpose of the legislature? Is to secure and to protect your rights and your property. This is the first article of our New Hampshire Bill of Rights, which is the first part of our Constitution, which is addressing what the legislature shall do, what their purpose is. The word require, if you look at that bottom one there, require, is to demand, to ask, as of right and by authority, to claim, to render necessary as a duty or a thing indispensable, as the law of God requires strict obedience. So as we look at Article 31, the requirement there is our right. It's their duty to do what we've written down for them to do.
That's right.
Article 32, the people have a right in an orderly and peaceable manner to assemble and consult upon the common good, give instructions to their representatives, and to request of their legislative body, by way of petition or remonstrance, redress of the wrongs done them and of the grievances they suffer. I just recently found out about this request of the legislative body. This particular line is kind of neat. Looking back at the 1828 Webster's Dictionary, if you look at request, when used as a verb, the definition is a court of conscience for the recovery of small debts held by 2 aldermen and 4 commoners. So this is a court of conscience. A request is you're calling for a court of conscience to convene and handle something for you. So if you look at, if you go back and look at request over here, it's a request of the legislative body. You're looking to the legislative body as a court of conscience to handle your grievances. Petition and remonstrance. This is online, by the way. I'll give you the website after. If you've got my card or the 4x6 card, it's on there. You can download this presentation, go to a friend's house and do what I do, just read it out. Article 38. This is the doozy. It's long, but everything's in there. All the meat's right there. And if you look down here, you see the word them, and it's in that bluish color. And at the top, you see the matching blue. That's what that them refers to. So I'm going to read it through, and then I'm going to explain it. A frequent recurrence to the fundamental principles of the Constitution, and it's supposed to be in adherence to justice, moderation, temperance, industry, frugality, and all the social virtues are indispensably necessary to preserve the blessings of liberty and good government. The people ought, therefore, to have a particular regard to all those principles in the choice of their officers and representatives, and they have a right to require of their lawyers and magistrates an exact and constant observance of them in the formation and execution of the laws necessary for the good administration of government. This is the bottom line. Laws that the government makes cannot be contrary or cannot be repetitive to natural law. They can only be made where they're necessary for the good administration of government. That's the bottom line. Here it is in plain English. The people have a right to require of their lawgivers and magistrates an exact and constant observance of the fundamental principles of the Constitution and of all the social virtues in the formation and execution of the laws necessary for the good administration of government. So we've got a 300-year history of